In all the years I've done this, 33 years, I've never seen a market that is unfolding quite the way that this one is. And most of it centering around supply. And, I have put myself out there for several years talking about an inevitability that I see in the marketplace, and that is a market that is defined by the outside. Now, guys like you who intimately know the inside will look at it differently. You'll look at it in a way that I'm going to explain in a moment. But the people on the outside, they'll look at it as, well, I missed out on the price. The price got away from me. I should have done it. And ultimately, that will happen. I think you'll see that accentuation in price, and that's coming. And there are a lot of reasons I believe that, mainly the positioning on COMEX and the draining of all the exchanges. But people like you and I will look at it differently. We will look at it as a market that is becoming very difficult to source product, maybe even a market that is defined by the inability to source product. And I've been saying that for a long time, catching a lot of heat for it. People claim I'm talking my book, just trying to get people to buy metal, find it at other sites and whatnot. And yeah, we've been able to deliver it too, but I'm telling you, it is disappearing. And I've been saying this knowing that an eventuality would happen where more and more people would become interested in a market that is an island of safety in a sea of uncertainty and chaos. And as that progression happened, I could see, just by how difficult it is to get product, that this is not ending. And in fact, it's unlike anything I've ever seen, with the exception of 2008, when everything disappeared for half the year, the second half of the year, where the US, the Canadian, the South African, the Australian, the UK, all of the mints were sold out of product or anywhere from 16 to 18 week back ordered, with premiums that were greater than 100%. $9 spot, $18 premium, or $18 total cost, 12-week delivery delay. That's the kind of market we saw once things finally opened back up towards the end of the year. But when I look at this right now, I see something very interesting. And I'll start with the retail side of things, and I'm going to back up and I'm going to show you what's happening at the top of the food chain on down. But I look at one of the biggest distributors in the world where I have an account in the world. And I'm not going to mention their name out of respect, but I will tell you they are one of the largest wholesalers in the world. And they are sold out of everything. In silver, they have 1,000-ounce bars, a limited amount of silver grain, which they have 2023 UK Britannias that are coming in a few weeks. That's nothing. And then 2022 Silver Eagles, limit 5,000 per customer at, $16 or whatever plus wholesale over spot. That's it on silver. I'm talking, that is it. Everything else, 50 plus items, sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out. And in gold, it's the exact same thing. Everything is sold out with a couple of hodgepodge a person. I've never seen anything like this ever. And I'm very, very certain that this is going to be the trend leading into the last couple of months here in the year. Typically, we see this type of phenomenon after Thanksgiving, where the mints say, well, we're done issuing this current year, we're retooling for next year. So when we sell out of this, there's nothing until January. Premiums continue to rise and supply is gone. And I don't take any joy in saying I was right. I've been trying to tell people this was with a tiny percentage of the public still in metals. And when they have that aha moment and stumble across your work, what you've been doing, helping people, young and old, for a long time now, it'll be too late. It'll be too late because getting product will just be impossible. So whether or not this is a trend that is just beginning or things slow up, that's where we are right now. But if we take a look at perhaps what is making me think that we haven't seen the end of this yet, let's talk about the top of the food chain. In the past, since the end of April, so May, June, July, August, in the past 5 months, we've seen almost 530 tons of gold delivered off the two biggest Western markets in the world. That would be the London Metals Exchange and the COMEX. At the same time, all this metal is disappearing. The big Asian gold consumers like China, their imports have reached a 4-year high in August. So everything is being bled off the exchanges, coupled with Asian imports at their all-time high. I wonder where all this metal is going. Since silver squeeze a year ago, roughly, year and a half ago, over almost 115 million ounces have been drained off of the COMEX. When you realize that there's only 40 million ounces left in the registered category on COMEX, that those are the bars that can be delivered. So there's 3 times as much silver has been drained off of COMEX in the past year and a half than there is available on the exchange right now for trade. Who's taking all of these 1,000-ounce bars? And it's not just here in the West. I was reading a report that was published on Reuters, and most of it comes from MKS PAMP, P-A-M-P. They're a big refiner, and they provide a lot of gold and silver to the world. They came out and said that gold in Dubai, Istanbul, and off the Shanghai Gold Exchange are all trading at multi-year premiums. The premiums are higher than ever around the world in comparison to the London benchmark. Well, that's exactly what we're seeing here. And in India, the premiums on silver are 3 times what they normally are, meaning now you have governments buying silver, not just gold, and the Indian imports in silver has been huge. The moral of the story with all of this is that over the most of my career, when you could say it's just been peaches, cream, and hunky-dory in the U.S., everyone wanted U.S.-based assets and our bonds and our securities and whatnot. And the world wasn't aware of global inflation. The world wasn't aware of, 40-year high inflation and a war knocking on Europe's doorstep where nuclear threats are being bantered around. And I think we are entering a period of time, or we have entered a period of time rather, where there's a global awareness. You have gold at all-time highs in the United Kingdom, right? So what does that tell you about the inordinately stupid strength of the dollar? All-time highs in gold in the United Kingdom, but yet we're $300+ off here in the States because the dollar is ridiculously overvalued in the dollar index, yet at the same time it's losing value precipitously here in the States in a relative sense. What the dollar buys you here is of no reflection to the strength of it listed globally. So you have metals near or at all-time highs in other countries and in other currencies, yet here it's being distorted by the very strong dollar. And for the very first time, you have the world waking up to the Riesenstone precious metals. So all of this metal at the Krugerrands and the Philharmonics and the Kangaroos and the Britannias, those used to just come flooding to North America, where the big purchasers were in comparison to the rest of the world.